Raw food, it's a couple things. One, obviously, you think of it as being a diet, because it's got the word food in it, so it's what people eat. But raw foodism is also a lifestyle. So raw food people typically look at the world as a cycle. It's like we're more likely to recycle, we're more likely to buy sustainable goods, we're more likely to buy fair traded products. So it tends to be people who are concerned about the earth and the environment, in addition to eating healthfully.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, more than 1/3 of U.S. adults are obese. Roughly 1/3 of Americans have high cholesterol, and the number of adults with diabetes has tripled to over 20 million since 1981. Even more shocking, the same percentage of kids and adolescents are also obese. These trends can be potentially reversed with modifications to diet and lifestyle, yet the numbers have been steadily growing for the past 20 years. These facts inspired me to look into a new, growing trend over the last couple years, the raw food movement. I talked to one of the local experts on this movement, raw food chef Sherry Clark, about what the raw food movement entails.
Raw food is typically thought of as being 4 different categories of food: fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. The main reason for keeping the food raw is that it preserves the vitamins and minerals. So I'm not talking about eating raw meat. That would be a different category. Or raw eggs, or raw things that are animal products. Those you could run some danger, particularly like raw pork might have some real issues, or raw fish.
Being a college student, I could not imagine eating nothing but fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds for an extended period of time. I was skeptical, but wanted to learn more. If someone ate like this, wouldn't they be hungry all the time?
It doesn't matter what quantity. The thing about it is, it's not a diet of deprivation. It's a diet or lifestyle of abundance.
Okay, so now that I knew I was not going to starve on this diet, I thought I'd give it a try. Sherry offered me a couple samples of key ingredients that she, as a raw foodist, would generally use to prepare a raw food meal: coconut water and hemp milk. These plant-based ingredients would typically be used in place of animal products such as dairy. But how does one begin a raw food diet?
Begin a raw food diet slowly. Learn to start introducing things into your diet that are more healthful. For example, fruit juices, vegetable juices. And then gradually what happens is, if you are thoughtful about that, then you start to crowd out the less healthy decisions.
So that's one side of the story. But is there another? To find out, I reached out to several dietitians. However, many of them were not willing to comment on the raw food movement due to it being such a new trend. Finally, I was able to get a hold of Carol Throckmorton, a registered dietitian at the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, who was more than happy to shed some light on the raw food movement. The first thing I asked was whether or not the raw food diet eliminated the intake of some of the key nutrients found in meat products.
The only vitamin that is not found in a vegan or a plant-based diet, a strictly plant-based diet, such as a raw foods type diet, is vitamin B12. So if a person is not eating meat, the best way to do that is just through supplementation.
I also wondered if the raw food diet would work as a blanket diet for everyone.
One of the benefits of cooking foods is that you're killing bacteria and microorganisms. So if a person has some kind of an impairment in their immune system, say that they've undergone cancer treatment, for an example, people who have HIV or AIDS would be candidates that would not be good for a raw foods type of diet. So they don't have an immune system that can knock out those types of things.
My research and discussions with raw foodist and chef Sherry Clark, as well as registered dietitian Carol Throckmorton, helped give me a better perspective and understanding of the raw food movement and how more Americans might be able to benefit from eating more raw fruits and vegetables. Although I don't ever see myself completely giving up barbecue pork sandwiches and the occasional quarter pounder with cheese, a healthier diet through the addition of raw food options doesn't seem like such a difficult thing to do after all.